All right, in this video we're looking at something called the triangle inequality theorem. And what that is if you have three sides of a triangle, A, B, and C, if you take two sides of the triangle and add them together, they'll always be bigger than the third side. So A plus B is bigger than C, A plus C is bigger than B, and B plus C is bigger than A. So this is going to let us figure out some possible solutions to this problem. I have a triangle with sides 10 and 14. I want to know what the third side could possibly be. So let's start with the lower end of this. Like, what is the shortest that it could possibly be? So if I take this side of 14 here, and I take my side of 10, and I hug it as close to the triangle as I possibly can, how long would the third side have to be to make this work? So if it had a length of 4, I could get from one end of this side to the other, but I wouldn't have a triangle. It would just be like, 14 and then a 10 and a 4 on top of it. So as long as it's slightly greater than 4, then it will work. So we say x must be greater than 4. It could be 4.01, could be 4.02, so I basically have a triangle that would look like this, really flat looking. So that's the smallest x can be, is 4. Then I say, okay, well, what is the longest that it could possibly be? So here, if I had 10 and 14, I could have some length, or I could have it open up more, and I'd have some length. So if I open this up as wide as possible, what is the longest it could be? And so basically, if you open it up till it's almost a horizontal line, 10 and 14, what is this length? So it could not possibly be longer than 24, because then it wouldn't be a triangle again. So again, that sets my bound. X has to be bigger than 4, but less than 24. So you're going to notice the third option is always, it's going to be bigger than the difference of these numbers, but smaller than the sum of these two numbers. And if it helps, sketch it out and just make sure that you could physically make a triangle with those sides. So here we're trying to figure out if these triangles could exist. So basically what you usually want to do is identify the longest side and say, could you make a triangle from the longest side in those other two? So this side is 26. If the other sides are 10 and 14, even if we stretch these out to their maximum amount, we're not going to get this triangle to connect. There's going to be a gap. So this triangle cannot exist because 14 plus 10 is smaller than 26. Remember, the triangle inequality theorem said any two sides has to be bigger than the third. We look at this one, 15 is our largest, so there's 15. And if I had 7 and 10, I can make this connect and make a triangle. 7 plus 10 is bigger than 15, so this triangle can exist. Here, 11 is my longest triangle, so there's 11. 8 and 3 now, well, that would get me across, but it wouldn't make a triangle. It would actually end up being a flat line. So 11 is the biggest, but 8 and 3 are not bigger than 11. They have to be bigger. So this is right at the limit, but it will not be able to make a triangle. So that is sort of the strategy for figuring this out. So do some practice with this, and hopefully it makes sense. Until next time, I am Derek Genova. Have a delightful day.